So we're gonna do this. Here we go. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This vlog is going to probably be a little hard for me to get through just because of the subject matter, but I am determined to do it and give you an explanation as to why for the past year I have not been making any videos. I think it's something that needs to be shared. Not just to tell you why I've been gone, but also to raise awareness, and because it's not something I should be ashamed of. And so I am going to make myself vulnerable and put myself out there and do the best I can to stop the stigma. And we are going to be talking about, or I am going to be talking about, my mental health situation. It started back in, I would have to say, June of 2014. I started to get really depressed for kind of weeks at a time, and then I would have a couple of really, really good days, but they quickly kind of went south. They were still good and I was still energetic, but I would get really agitated, really irritated, and I really wouldn't sleep very well. On top of that, my moods just in a day would swing from one extreme to the other. I could be happy one second and completely pissed off the next second, and I was having a lot of anxiety, and it was very hard to leave my house. I was having a lot of panic attacks. I dreaded going into work every day, and that's never a good thing. No matter where you're working, you should not dread going into work every day. For one, it just makes you uncomfortable. For two, you're not going to do your job very well either. So I started seeing a counselor, and after a couple of weeks, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. It started as bipolar 2 disorder. I was on medication, but I was on Seroquel, but it wasn't really working very well. It really wasn't doing anything but help me to sleep at night. And by November 14th of 2014, I remember that date very clearly, things went downhill and I was hospitalized for the very first time. And when I was first diagnosed as bipolar, it was categorized as bipolar 2. By the time that I left the hospitalization, it was classified as bipolar 1, which bipolar 1 means that you have more highs than lows. You can be depressed for long periods of time, but you are also manic, and signs of mania, agitation, irritation, inability to sleep, lots of energy, impulsive behavior. That's kind of the symptoms that I had, so I'm not sure the others. But things were going well until I went off my medication. I was put on lithium, and it made me so sick I couldn't stay on it. And I went off my medication, and in May I was hospitalized for a second time. And it was at this hospitalization that I was diagnosed as bipolar 1 mixed, so I could be both depressed and way up here and manic at the same time, which is very confusing. It's very uncomfortable. It's like feeling like you want to, for me, it was feeling like I wanted to kill myself, but I was high on life at the same time, so it was very confusing. It was very uncomfortable. It was very difficult to get out of bed in the morning. It was very difficult to really do anything. I ended up having to leave my job at Macy's that I absolutely loved because of this, and it's been a struggle to keep a job since then. I was hospitalized again in October, and in October, other symptoms that I had been noticing had started to kind of escalate, and I was having intense mood swings, not just over time with the bipolar, but just within a day. I was starting to display fears of abandonment, a lot of anxiety when my husband was gone for long periods of time, But then when he would come home, I would be so irritated with him, and just I wouldn't want him around me. I'd want to be alone. I wouldn't really want to pay attention to him. I am a self-harmer. I am 2 months clean currently, so there's that. That's a good thing. And after this hospitalization, they identified me as having borderline personality traits. Not borderline personality disorder, but borderline personality traits. And I was actually just hospitalized for the 4th time. I just got out this past Tuesday, it's Friday. And at this hospitalization, I was diagnosed with having borderline personality disorder. So, all in all, my diagnosis is bipolar 1 mixed, generalized anxiety disorder, and borderline personality disorder. I actually have a counseling appointment today that I'm going to, where we're going to kind of discuss these things and look at where my therapy is going to go. But that's the reason that I really haven't been posting over the past year. And I know I didn't get into too much detail, but it's also kind of personal and hard for me to share, and I'm really kind of amazed at myself that I'm even sharing this, because it makes me nervous, because I know there's a lot of hate and ridicule out there, and I know that there's a stigma attached to mental health, but it's kind of become my mission in life to fight against that stigma and to make people know that mental illness is just like any other physical illness, and it's not something you should be ashamed of. It is a chemical imbalance. It is something that happened in it's something genetic, or it's something about your environment, the environment that you grew up in. It is nothing to be ashamed of, and that is why I'm putting myself out here and letting you know about my own struggles. And I hope you learned a little something, or at least can look at mental illness in a different way from this video. And I hope you can appreciate the life that you have, because that's something that comes very difficult to me, and it's something that I'm still learning. So I hope that everyone appreciates the life that they have, and I hope that if you feel like you aren't, or if you ever feel suicidal like I have, that you seek help, because it's not the answer, and it's not the solution. It's not going to fix anything, and it's not going to change anything, and I really hope you know that. And if you are struggling like I am, please feel free to contact me anytime. My email is down below, and I will talk to you, and I will do my best to help you through it, because I've been there and I know what it feels like, and I don't want anyone else to ever feel that way. So thanks for watching. I know this isn't really a video to enjoy, but I will be back with some more tutorials after this. I just really wanted to get this off my chest, and it feels good to say. So thanks for watching. Bye.